What is up, my friends? How are we? The year of the underdog is now officially complete. Tottenham Hotspur win a trophy. I repeat, Tottenham Hotspur win a trophy, but not just any old trophy. They've only gone and won the Europa League. And by winning the Europa League, they've pretty much just wiped Manchester United's future away. It's a glorious evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to just talk about it all. We're going to talk about what that means in North London for Arsenal fans, of course, the best team in Europe and all that. How are we doing out there? Oh, I tell you what, I didn't realise how invested I was in that game until I was standing on the sofa at the end of it, screaming at the television, the Spurs players to get out, to push up. Oh, what a day. What a day. Wow. Wow. Genuinely just crazy. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, look, I told you, if they lose, we'll be on for a chat, and here we are. We're going to go through, of course, the talk around Liverpool's news and everything else, but we're also going to have a little chuckle because, I would expect nothing less of our community. In moments like this, we like to come together. So, this should be good. Let's hear it, Craig. Well, you know what? It was the worst quality game of football I think I've watched in a long time. I've seen National League Conference North playoffs that are better than that. But even so, the right team won for us. Congratulations to Big Ange. The man is not a liar. He says, I won a trophy in my second season, and he's only gone and done it. So let's just recap really quickly the last few weeks, shall we? We've seen Manchester City bottle the FA Cup final. We've seen Arsenal bottle, well, everything. And now we've seen Manchester United get the easiest Europa League final you could ever hope for in Spurs and still manage to bottle it. What a glorious day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely ecstatic. And yes, I am this petty and I make no apologies for it. And I'm sure that you guys are the same. Imagine giving a trophy to Spurs. I know, but you know what me and Connor was saying? You just know that there are boxes load full of the United Europa League winners t-shirts somewhere because you got to have them on standby. And I'm wondering, is old Jim going to make them wear that training now for next season or something? Because we know that Jim likes, to pay a value for his money. So what's going to happen with all those Europa League winners t-shirts now? What's going to happen with all those sausages for the barbecue? Spare a thought, folks. Got to think about the smaller clubs like United in times like this. Oh, do you know what? They deserved nothing from the game. They were absolutely horrendous, and I was delighted for Spurs. I was delighted for Ange as well because he's a fellow shithouse, and I can really appreciate his humour. So keep coming, keep your comments coming in. How are we feeling about it? Don't worry, we will get around to some Liverpool stuff soon. I promise you. What Spurs have just done surpasses everything Arteta has done at Arsenal. 100%. Ange Postecoglou is now a more accomplished manager than Mikel Arteta, and there's no arguing about it. One COVID-ridden FA Cup with another man's team, and then nothing for 5 years, and Big Ange comes into North London and said, you know what, I'll deliver a trophy in my second season. Everybody laughed, and the man's up there now getting his Europa League winners medal, and Spurs are going to be in the Champions League next season. United, on the other hand, well, they've just had their worst ever finish in the Premier League by a long way. They have no money now going into the transfer market. It's glorious. It's just glorious. What a day for football. And make no mistake about it, if this was the other way around, United fans would be having a bit of fun as well. But let's not forget Arsenal here. No. We can't let Arsenal off the hook. The greatest team in Europe now have to stay indoors while Tottenham Hotspur go on a parade around North London with a trophy. I know, a trophy. People are going to think they're in the Sahara and they're seeing a mirage. Spurs with a trophy. And Arsenal with nothing. Yet again, nothing. I blame the PGMOL, me. Definitely. Stevie Boy said, as an Aussie, take a bow, Ange. You've mudded United. Yep. Absolutely. I was on the sofa screaming at the TV, and when that bicycle kick at the end or whatever it was hit the side net, and I thought it was in, lads, I was, between that and can we take a moment to just Mickey van de Ven, that clearance off the line was absolutely incredible. It was beautiful, and it's no less than United deserved. They didn't deserve anything from that game. They played with fear, and they were terrible. Tactics looked like they were non-existent. They only came to life, really, when they brought the subs on. But I'm here for it. God, I love Ruben Amorim. This is one terrific season, says Rabadam. Yep, it absolutely is. The year of the bird, the liver bird, the magpie, the eagles, and the Cock on the beach ball, said Rory White. Nick, so happy for the Spurs and their fans, said Nick Raymond. I just want to know, where are all the Arsenal fans tonight? Are you in the chat? Are you around anywhere? Because I know, look, you wouldn't respect me if I wasn't on here having a bit of banter with you. And you know me, I'm a man of my word. Carl said, salty Gunner and United tears, yum yum. I know. But the real thing for me here is, Carl, and I've said this for weeks leading up to this game. This game was really important for United for financial reasons as well. So now they don't have Champions League football. They don't have that extra money to go into the transfer market with. They've just signed Matheus Cunha, or they're about to sign Matheus Cunha, and that will take up a massive chunk of that money. So United are in the bin, and I'm here for it. They should be very, very concerned right now. That worst league position, no trophies, no European football, no money, no barbecue, no nothing. But Arsenal have the hat-trick of second-place trophies. United are done, said Stevie G. Yep. Did anybody else feel the same to me? Like, this was more than just a cup final for United. This was a potential rescue back into significance. And now that they haven't, I just can't see them coming anywhere near being significant again for years to come. They won't be as attractive to players. They won't be able to pay the big wages. And old Spurs are in the Champions League. What a day. Farron Davey says, go on Spurs. Gotta love it. Mohammed said, you crack me up, Craig. At least no noise pollution from United fans. Yep. Do you know what? Imagine being a United fan and travelling over for that, and that's the performance. Genuinely. That's shocking. That was a performance of cowards, quite frankly. It was awful, and no less than they deserved. So, yeah, it was a battle of which goalkeeper was going to mess up the least today. And Vicario just about got away with it. Right, what's this? Marcus said, what have Man United and the 3-pin plug got in common? They're both a bugger to use in Europe. Yeah, but at least one of them will be in Europe. The 3-pin plug has a better chance. Right, I've got some catching up to do, so bear with me. I've some messages that I have to catch up on here. I'm playing catch up, lads. Bear with me. Keep that big smile going, young Craig. I'm trying my best, mate. I am trying my best. Guru said, United are so much worse now. We're in our banter era. Yes, sir. We absolutely are. The era of the Liverpool fans bantering United forever. And long may it continue. John Erdinger said, oh, poor United. No. I wonder what's going to happen now with all that Europa League winners t-shirt and merch that they had. You know, no sale or return on those. Glory, glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Absolute bills. It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was unexpected as well. I didn't think Spurs were going to do it. I kept saying to myself, go on, believe Craig, they have a chance. Go on, they have a chance. They've beaten United 3 times this season already. But then I thought, if they've beaten them 3 times, surely it's going to come back to bite them. And you know what? From a transfer sense as well for Liverpool, it's been a pretty interesting day, and we are going to get around to talking about that in a while. But, ladies and gentlemen, 3,750 people in the chat. Do drop a like, do hit the subscribe button, and of course, do keep your thoughts coming in. Nessie said, I'm so happy for Sonny. Yep, great to see Son finally get a trophy as well. And Harry Kane, I know he's just won his first league title in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, but you'd have to spare a little thought for him as well. Spurs, he leaves and Spurs just go win the Europa. They're going to be worse than our Hodgson era, said Marcus. It is going to be genuinely shocking for them. Like, where are they going to get money from now? So the league position means that there's prize money for the Premier League is going to be right down low as well. They've no European football of any matter to go into next year. The transfer window for them is going to be an also ran. It's genuinely, like, one part of me is actually concerned about Manchester United's future, as in genuinely from the football perspective and the good human being perspective concerned. And then the other part of me just thinks, yeah, let that sit there for a while now and see how it feels. Same for Arsenal fans as well. Then we had, of course, Pep crying. If the Pep must be the first fucking manager in history who's on there complaining. If the owners give me players, I don't want them. I want a small squad. That way I can moan about injuries. Come on now. PC Drat said, what a season it's been. The banter is strong. Shane, how are you, my man? We're screwed. Glinios should sell the club tonight. But genuinely, Shane, who gonna buy it? Who's going to buy it right now? United are in a shocking place. I mean, the fallout from this is going to be very, very big over the next few days. Hey, Craig, I sent a membership. It's not showing. 1 second, mate. Let me scroll back through. Yep, I got it there for you, mate. 1 second. Where is it? I've got it here for you. Sorry, dude. Getting a bit carried away I am tonight, mate. Losing track of myself. Bear with me. Where is it gone? There we go. Come on, you Spurs. United hold that. Shame about the Asnadodo. And again, the goal, even the way the goal was scored, like it was the scaldiest, worst attempt of a goal you're ever going to see. It's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. The legend. Fair play to you. Can we give this lad a round of applause for a minute? Honestly, an Arsenal fan that actually has a pair of balls to come in and have a chat with us. My man, the legend. You are always a gent, sir. United were god awful. I'm gonna get bullied. Yeah, he's an Arsenal fan. And fair play, man. I appreciate you dropping in. You've always been a good sport. VI Joker said, Man United always puts us down back in the day when we were on top. How strange karma works. Yep. This is massive. Absolutely massive. Everything was on this. The season was on it. Their future was on it. Oh, God, it's brilliant. Dom Pre said, This has been such an amazing season. So delighted with that result. On to our celebrations now on Sunday. Yes, absolutely. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, last update, there was about 10 tickets left for the title celebration party from the theatre we were in. So if you want to come and see us, genuinely, got another update this morning. Tickets are flying out. So appreciate everyone that is coming on Sunday. We are going to have some fun. Right, let's keep going. The season of Manchester winning nothing, I know, it's glorious. And even for all the promise and all the talk and all the Arteta stuff and all the AFTV and all the other Arsenal fan nonsense, they're going to have to sit inside and watch Spurs parade a trophy around North London and be in the Champions League with them next season. It's hilarious stuff, this. United, undefeated in Europe, you'll never sing that. Absolutely. United are genuinely relegation candidates next season. Yeah, but Cunha's coming in though, so it's all going to be alright, I wonder if he's sitting there now going, oh, damn. I wonder. Because they would have had 3 or 4 transfers lined up if they had won the Europa League tonight because the money that would have came with it and the Champions League football and all the other stuff. Now wait and we see who they're signing. Will they be able to get Ricky Lambert, perhaps? Ricky Lambert out of retirement. Oh, what a day. Right, have I missed another one? 1 second. Mark said I missed another one. I'm sorry, I'm just too happy. I can't even concentrate. Genuinely, I can't concentrate at the minute. My mind's just racing. Wait, I was reliably informed by our Welsh legend friend that United would never collapse like Liverpool. It's a shame, isn't it, mate? It's a shame that these things happen, but, what can we do? Only move along as Liverpool fans, carrying the burden of being the most decorated club in English football history. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. That's another trophy that they won't be catching up on us with. Right, let's keep going. Corbin said, is that the worst European final you've ever watched? No, genuinely, banter aside, Spurs won it, fair play and all, but that was absolutely shocking. That was one of the worst games of professional football. Now, Spurs fans won't care, and they absolutely shouldn't. They've every right not to care. Our final against Spurs was another terrible game. When you win them, you don't care. But yeah, man, that was a shocking game of football. Lallana and Milner to United. Here we go, said Daryl. Yeah. Mo trolling on Twitter. Love to see it. Oh, well played, Mo. Well played, King Mo. We love that. We do love that, genuinely. Well done, Mo. And thank you for your membership with us as well, my friend. So, Baldy Copite said, never in my life did I think I would see United downfall like this. Surely the Cunha deal falls through now. I honestly don't know, mate. I don't know. From a fellow Baldy Copite, I don't know, but I'm here for it. I am here for every goddamn last second of it. Look, I don't want United as a club to go under. I never wish that on any football club. But a few more years of pain, I'm here for that, with all due respect. Oh, what a night, what a season, said Chris Tatton. Oh, what a night. Late May, something in shite. can't even construct a sentence, lads. Somebody come and give me a slap or something to wake me up. United will have to sign Andy Carroll and Adrian San Miguel this summer. They're probably still above their level, to be fair. If Wirtz shows Liverpool, would you tell Kerkez to wait till the window to sign another one? There's 2-player maximum to avoid a last-minute change of heart. Yes, I would. But either way, the situation with Wirtz is that he's going to make his mind up in the next 10 days. But you are right, we can only get 2 in. Now look, we can have both the contracts signed, let's say, for Kerkez and Wirtz, and just keep one of them on ice until the 16th and then lodge it. So you could still have all of that stuff done. But I totally do get where you're coming from. Shane said, I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if Amarim resigned tonight. I'm genuinely concerned we might go bust if our dividends taking, loan using, greedy owners take out much longer. Genuinely, Shane, I'm concerned for the future of the club. I don't want it to go under. I do want you to never win anything and have no success, and me and you to banter each other as we always do. But I don't want your club to go under, mate. But it's the closest you're going to ever get to a gimme final. You know, remember the days where Ferguson used to just go into the United dressing room and the speech was, lads, it's Spurs, you know what to do. Well, they didn't show up tonight, and even Bruno didn't show up tonight. That United performance looked like the performance of a club that it's out on its feet now. It really did. Give Big Ange his followers second season he wins things. Yep, he does. Absolutely. His flowers. Sorry, mate, his flowers. He did. You're right. He won everything like he said he would in the second season, and he'll probably still get sacked. That's the mad thing. Do you think they're going to sack him? Really? First trophy in God knows how long. Getting them into the Champions League. If they sack him, it's going to be an interesting job for somebody to walk into, isn't it? Mohammed said, why would Cunha or anybody go to United? So Shane, or any United fans that might be in the chat, was there any thought that Cunha deal could be reliant upon maybe United winning and needing that money? Because that's a big loss there for United tonight. Stick that in your pipe, Rio. Yes, and that as well. That as well. You could almost feel the pain. It was brilliant. It was just so good to see all the Spurs bench there. They're practically on the pitch at the end. And then when that ball went behind into the side netting, you could just feel the release everywhere. The game was like watching 2 pub teams going at it, said VI Jokers. Yep, it was, but thankfully the dog and duck won. Spurs better season than Arsenal. Look, make no mistake about it, Daryl. They have. And that's genuine. Arsenal fans can say what they want, but they're going to have to look at their London rivals, Crystal Palace, picking up a trophy. They're going to have to look at Chelsea, other London rivals, probably picking up a trophy in the Conference League. They're going to have to look at Spurs parade the Europa League trophy around North London and be in the Champions League. And they're just going to have to stay home and just, keep telling themselves they're the best team in Europe and they would have won everything if it wasn't for injuries and red cards. Because they just fell out of the air, those injuries and red cards. Like, nothing happened to cause them. Man United will have to sell some of their star players to have any money to spend in the transfer market. Who's going to buy them? Genuinely, who's going to buy them? Woke up at 5 a.m. in Melbourne to watch United lose. The year of the hate watch. United played with the same star rating as their club kitchen. Oh, I love that. I love it. Keep the banter coming in, ladies and gentlemen. There's plenty of room for it. Hi, Craig. You don't want United to get relegated? Relegated, yes. I said I don't want them to go out of business. I want the club to be there for its fans and the city for the future. I don't want any football club to go bust. But relegated, I don't care if they get relegated, to be honest. That'll be fine. I mean, be interested next season to see. Do we think that Amarim's still there? Genuinely. Because that has been the worst season that I can remember for United. In my lifetime, as an adult, that's the worst season I've ever seen for Manchester United. And I'm not trying to exaggerate that. It genuinely is. So, yeah, if you're looking at that, he still has to redo the entire team to get the players that work in the system he wants to do. And now, with no money. What a day. I think I just witnessed the worst cup final of my life. Embarrassing for English football, said Oliver Hunt. Not as embarrassing as it is for Arsenal, though, Oliver. And United. But I do agree, bro. It was a terrible, terrible quality final. Craig Peter said, could Man United do a Leeds and get promoted from the Championship? I don't know, mate. I don't know. But I didn't expect to be this happy about everything. Mohamed Salah posted to say he did say he'd win in his second season. Congratulations, Mo being a good sportsman as always. Bacon Bap said, give Amarim 5 more years, doing a fantastic job. Yep, he is. Brilliant job. Fantastic job, Ruben. Well done. He knows what he's about. See, that's because he bottled it more a suit jacket today. You know, if he had to stay in the hoodie and tracksuit, different result. Feels like we've won a trophy tonight. Right, I'm going to drop in. I've been nothing but reading super chats. I'm going to drop into the normal chat for a few minutes and see how everybody's feeling before we get stuck into some Liverpool transfer news. So let's have a look in the chat. Beating Spurs in a final, not for everyone, said Meeks Talks Football. Brian Wright said, can't stop laughing, Craig. No Delap for Man United, said Frankie. Tanasi said, we could only have one. Who would you prefer, Wirtz or Kerkez? Oh, easily Wirtz, mate. I want Kerkez, and he'll be brilliant if he comes in. But Wirtz is different gravy. So if we could only have one of those, I would say, look, I'd happily take Hato or Oitnuri or somebody else and go for Wirtz as the one option. You know, he's a generational player for me. Whereas Kerkez is a brilliant left back, like really good, and I want him in. But in that scenario, yes, easy one. Glad we didn't get Amarim. Cunha will save them, said Kevin. The Spuds mash United, said Tony Hoare. LFC Spectre said, no barbecue for Radcliffe and United now. Yep. Gonna have to put all them sausages back with the yellow stickers on them, you know, or put them in the freezer for future. Maybe you can have a barbecue. Oh, do you know what, though? There is still one more chance for Arsenal to be Banter this season. The women's team have a Champions League final coming up against Barcelona. So, you know, they either win that and show the men how it's done, or they lose that and it's just another L for Arsenal this season. It's glorious. Mallorca holidays for Man United, don't be stupid. I've got it reliably informed that Sir Jim has them sorted out with Pontins. Nothing but the best. Jim has spared no expense getting the big chalets and Pontins all sorted out for the United lads. Bring your own sausages and all as well, though. Not even paying for the petrol. United fans are delusional. They were beaten by Spurs 3 times this year, yet saw themselves as the heavy favourites. Yeah, that's now 4 times they've been beaten by Spurs in one season. And it's genuinely hilarious, isn't it? Major Zero said, was cheering for Spurs after that ticket debacle. I was just cheering for Spurs anyway, you know, just cause. That's in it and all. I don't see a pathway for United to be the top 7 club, said Jaden Walker. So there's going to be a whole host of English teams in Europe next season. You know, could go all the way down to 8th, 9th in the league. But United won't be one of them in any way, shape or form. And make no mistake, this is going to have a big impact. Hope Bruno was ready for life in the Championship, said Cam. I loved seeing him snidely going up to the ref and resorting back to normal Bruno tonight, where he was just bitching and moaning at the referee. If I was a player, I'd rather go to Crystal Palace, said Harry Gaming. Yeah, in Europe. And they've won a trophy, so, you know, facts are facts, mate. Facts are facts. David Sultana said, United are finished after all the crap we went through. Yes. Poll on what? What do you want me to put a poll on? So, somebody said poll. Just tell me what you want me to put the poll up on and we can make it happen. Right, what's this Connor sending me on? Okay, I've got a bit of breaking news around Darwin. That's coming out of Mundo Deportivo. Would you like me to interrupt the banter to get stuck into some transfer topics, or do you want me to keep going with the banter? Because we've just got a bit of news around Darwin and his preference as well, so we have to go through that. Adam Roach said, I really hope Ange doesn't get the sack. Spurs, the only other Big Six team that we kind of half like because they don't really threaten us. Yeah, I don't mind Spurs, to be honest. I don't really see them as you mentioned, Adam, as a threat. So, yeah, I don't mind them. Already getting the chats come through, said the legend. Oh, mate, I do feel for you. Honestly, I'd just throw my phone in the bath if I was you, or down the toilet or something. I wouldn't be going outside. Just use Amazon or whatever, or Deliveroo. Just get everything brought into the house. Wouldn't even go outside. Don't even go into the back garden just in case. Difficult one. Very, very difficult one. Oh, Wirtz poll. What would the poll be? We know we all want Wirtz. There's not going to be one single person who says that they want to sign Kerkez over Wirtz. Just surely to God that wouldn't be the case. I'll never get that time back, but I've not celebrated another team's win like that for years. I mean, we're utter gash for a good few years, but never this bad. It's so satisfying. Yes. Yeah, they were shocking. Right, look, I've got transfer stories to get through. We'll come back to the bantering in a little bit. Can we take a moment to laugh at United? Aaron, we've had a good 32 minutes of it so far, bro, and we're going to keep going with it. David, is it Long or Lang? Long, excuse me, said, should Man United focus on player signings or a manager capable of dealing with a relegation fight? Would love to see Sean Dyche take over. Sam Allardyce is the man for this job. Right, so let's get into some transfer talk. So this just breaking from Under Deportivo, and I'll credit anything Liverpool for the post, said, breaking, Darwin Nunez' priority is to play for Atletico Madrid. He's already begun planning his life in Madrid in case negotiations come to fruition. Atletico are now exploring ways to make the deal happen, with a loan deal including a mandatory purchase clause being the preferred option at the Metropolitano. The idea of wearing the Atleti shirt is very appealing to him, and he's convinced that under Diego Simeone he can rediscover his best form. Yeah, so let me say this. Liverpool should not be looking to loan Darwin Nunez unless there is a cast iron guarantee, bona fide, non-wiggling out of it clause in it. If it's a loan, it has to be with a compulsory purchase at the end of it. And it looks like their plan is to put him up alongside Julian Alvarez. So this won't see Julian Alvarez maybe coming towards Liverpool. This would just be Darwin going in that direction. It looks like they're going to sell another forward in their attack. So look, for me, I just want Liverpool to get the best deal possible, and then we'll say goodbye to Darwin. Jack said Arsenal and United in the mud. Yep, and our confidence is growing around the situation with Florian Wirtz, and I'll take you through that in a moment. Douglas said, mad if they sack Ange. Maybe tried for a trophy, and Ange did it with an injury-ravaged squad. Deserves to start next season as manager, but on a tight leash. Look, Craig, I respect Liverpool and Spurs, but as an Arsenal fan, this really hurt. I don't know what to do at this point. All the best. You're going to have to just take it on the chin, is what you're going to have to do, my friend. With all due respect, you know, it is football. We all have our health here, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, it hurts. But as an Arsenal fan, you know, your fans haven't helped themselves. Now, I'm not calling you out on it, my friend, because, you know, all I know from you is you've been respectful here in the comment. But Arsenal fans mostly deserve all the banter that's coming their way because, you know, a lot of clubs lose with a bit of grace, but that hasn't been Arsenal. And I don't know about United. I don't know how their fans are taking this loss online, but I do know that every United fan that I spoke to felt like this was a formality that they were going to win because it was just Spurs. So let's talk about Hugo Ekitike for a moment, because this piece here from Fabrice Hawkins said that Liverpool are one of the clubs that have approached Hugo Ekitike and his club Eintracht Frankfurt. I'm going to be really honest. I've kind of gone off the idea of Ekitike altogether. Especially with the price tag that they're putting on his head of roughly 100 million quid. It just doesn't seem like there's any value in that one. So, Bill described the reason behind Liverpool going for a mega deal with Leverkusen for Florian Wirtz because they see him as a successor for Mohamed Salah. So maybe that's why the Reds are willing to put so much money into it. And also, the green light has been given from John to spend the money. So now it's just going to come down to the player. We heard last night that there was going to be some talks in Boston about whether the money is going to be ponied up by John or not, and it seems as though the green light has been given. So Florian Plettenberg said, update, Florian Wirtz remains Liverpool's absolute dream target for the number 10 role and are maintaining contact with the Wirtz family and Wirtz himself, as are FC Bayern. As of Wednesday afternoon, no official offers have been received by Bayer Leverkusen. Stay or go. Internally, Wirtz hasn't informed Leverkusen of his decision. That's exactly what everybody involved is currently waiting for. Now, there is some thought that he might stay there and do one more season before moving on. I don't know what that would mean for us, whether we'd still be interested in a year or not. But, again, as I've mentioned, we are the best place of the rest. If he does leave Germany, it looks like it'll very much be for Liverpool. Timo Werner has more trophies and winners' medals than... who's that? Oh, then Saka in the last 5 years. So glad I support Liverpool. Yeah, but they're the best team in Europe. And they would have won the league this year if it hadn't have been for injuries and red cards. So, let's be fair about this. Arsenal Arsenal have won people's hearts. Arsenal have won the second place 3 times in a row award, the best boy in the class award for Mikel Arteta. I've been reliably informed he has 5 gold stars on his refrigerator at home. Shane said, "We're currently as screwed as you were with Hicks and Gillette multiplied by 1,000. Wow. That's bad, Shane. That's bad, my man. Because with us, that got really bleak. Like, I remember reading the story. I think Brian Reed wrote the book, and it was about Rafael Benitez, and part of it was about Rafael Benitez over in Athens, and himself and Paco Ayestaran had to let their wives share the hotel room, and they walked around, Athens at night because there just wasn't enough hotel rooms booked. That's how shit things were for us back then. But see, I was talking about a Champions League final still though. How tempted do you think available players will be to go to Man United on a free? Not very. Not very. Look, United will always have the fact that they're Manchester United. They'll always have the prestige. But they have a stadium that's fallen apart. They've got a team that's absolutely shocking. They've got a manager that has just led them to the worst finish in the Premier League history and bottled the final against Spurs. They've got zero money. They've got owners that are making things worse. I mean, it must be grim times for the United fans at this moment in time. And it just brings me back to my childhood growing up. Every day on the bus going to school, every day on the bus home, every weekend going to football games, banter, banter, banter. And now the shoe is well and truly on the other foot. So how much was I salivating over the game? Semi. Definitely, all the way through. As soon as that goal went in, mate, couldn't stop. David Sultana, how are you, my man? Thank you. Appreciate you. Right, so I'm going to keep going because there's some more transfer news to get through. So, Milos Kerkez. Do you want some good news on this one? Because this one looks like it's very much happening. Plettenberg said Kerkez is top of Liverpool's priority at left back, confirmed again. The player has been analysed in detail and is ready to make the move this summer. Liverpool optimistic, deal on, said Florian Plettenberg around that one. Have you seen the trouble we may have this summer with the jerseys? So I've said to you guys before that Liverpool can't unveil the new Adidas shirt until August the 1st, but according to Lewis Steele, that could cause a few headaches. So Liverpool could be set for an issue when it comes to unveiling new signings this summer. The club will switch kit suppliers to Adidas, but the move does not officially happen until August the 1st. This means not only will the Reds have to play in their current Nike shirts in the pre-season friendlies, but new signings will have to pose for pictures in the old kits. I have an idea on this one. So you know the way the club have the range of Adidas gear that doesn't have the Adidas badge on it? So the retro stuff from that era. They should just have the players in that. They should just put the players out in some of that retro gear with no brand on it for the unveilings. That's what I would do if I was Liverpool, and then lean back into it when Adidas come in and rejig a few photos. You're welcome, John. That's my advice to you. Feel free to use it. Right, Douglas said, "All right, Craig, I got to get back to work now. Took a break to reveal the United debacle, to revel, in the United debacle. Sunday, it's time for VVD to lift the Premier League trophy. It is indeed, my friend. It absolutely is." Can't believe John might be getting his money out. I know. So I'm doing out my notes for the live show in Liverpool this weekend, and never in my life did I think I'd be doing out notes talking about how excited I am about the transfer window. That goes against every other show I've ever done. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I just wish I could sleep now and wake up on Sunday in Liverpool. That's how excited I am to come over and see the trophy lift with everybody. Obviously, we'll be doing a watch-along inside the venue as well. Then we'll have our live show that night. I'm buzzing, lads. I'm buzzing. And the atmosphere will be even better now, knowing that United have failed miserably as well. It's just like being a perfect day. Did that happen when we switched from New Balance? No, I think it's because of the court case. If I'm not mistaken, it was something to do with the court case and how that dragged on. I think. I always knew about this, by the way. I've been mentioning it on the channel for a while that Liverpool couldn't do anything in the new stuff till August the 1st. And that's why I think that when the club are extending the club superstore at Anfield, that they are opening that back up, or the extended part back up in August. I think that's the fully launched the Adidas stuff. Who would you want to sign in the window? Florian Wirtz wouldn't be bad, would it? So Florian Wirtz, Kerkez. So I'm still unsure what's going to happen up top, if we're going to bring in a striker or not at this point. Actually, let me give you some new numbers around the situation with João Pedro, because there's been a piece on him today from Fabrizio Romano, and Romano said Liverpool are among the clubs keen on João Pedro. The understanding is that potential proposals around a fee of 60 million could prove attractive in order to advance and try to negotiate with Brighton. So look, I said the other day, 100 million initially, not a chance. 30 million mentioned last week, I think there's value in it. 60 million, I wouldn't be a buyer of João Pedro at 60 million. I just don't think he's worth it. John must have seen the Where's the Money John. Probably. You know, he probably bought one for himself just to have around the house, you know. Just comfortable hoodie just to wear around the place. I think Palace game could be tricky. Both teams on a high. Honestly, I don't think anybody's going to give a shit from either side. Both sets of fans are going to be in party mood. Players might as well be out there playing pass the ball. Just do rondos in the middle of the pitch or something. Do keep you upbeat for 90 minutes. It doesn't really matter as long as everybody gets to celebrate. And it's going to be one of those rare occasions where everybody inside Anfield, home and away fans, are going to be just enjoying life, reveling in it. And I think the banter back and forth is going to be good fun as well. Obviously, they've got an FA Cup triumph to celebrate. Liverpool have a Premier League triumph to celebrate. Let's go and have some fun. Where is Gary Neville? Yeah, where's Gary Neville? Yeah, can we hear from Gary on this one? It'll be great to see now who they blame for this one, you know? It'll be very interesting to see. Man United will sign a window cleaner in the transfer window, said Rob. Yep, I'm probably not paying. See Roy Keane slagging us off. Roy Keane slagging us off. Really? Does he not know what's going on in the world of football? No, I haven't. I don't pay attention to Mr. Roy Keane, to be honest with you, because I think he talks a load of bollocks. Nothing but respect for him as a footballer and for what he did in an Irish shirt as well. But yeah, I can't be arsed listening to him as a pundit, to be honest with you. Right, let's keep talking, because there's lots more news to go through. So, Konate, it looks like there has been some positive developments around that situation. So let me take you through some wording coming from L'Equipe in France. They say, in the Liverpool camp, people remain confident about the finalisation of the extension in Ibrahima Konate's entourage. They want to be calm, arguing that the ball is in the club's court. Very recently, new negotiations took place between the agents of Ibrahima Konate and Richard Hughes, Liverpool's sporting director. They will resume in 1 or 2 weeks with one goal for Liverpool to conclude the deal before the end of the summer. So there you go. The plan is to renew. And I'm glad that we got that news that those contract extension talks have started again. Now, what I would say is, I don't think Liverpool can let it go as long as the end of the summer. So this piece said that the goal for Liverpool is to conclude the deal before the end of the summer. I would say the goal for Liverpool should be to conclude the deal before the end of June, personally, at the very latest. If it goes later than that, I think we've got a pretty good indication that everyone's heart's not in it. If Diaz leaves, would you rather have Rodrigo or Gordon as a replacement left wing, or instead just sign a striker? If Diaz leaves, who would I rather have? I'd probably rather have Rodrigo, but I think Gordon would be far more likely. If anything, actually, there was a story today that said Arsenal are looking at Rodrigo as a possible option. And there's also a story that said if Madrid managed to sell Rodrigo, then they could be interested in Florian Wirtz. And that is why I think everybody has to move quickly on that one, because you don't want Madrid coming in there trying to sniff around Wirtz as well. So hopefully we get in before that situation sorted out. Can Wirtz play left wing? Wirtz will be brought in to play number 10. So number 10 or a false 9. So central would be the thought process. It's going to be very interesting, though, to hear if we do plan on signing a centre forward or not. Because I'm going to take you back to something from Florian Plettenberg the other day. So let me just get my notes open here, and I can read you through something he said the other day, because I thought it was quite telling. 1 sec. Where are we? So many notes over the past few days. So many notes. Where is it? Oh, by the way, 9 points for Manchester United in the last 5 months in the Premier League. 9 points. Don't think I have the notes on this one, but it basically listed off all the positions that Liverpool were looking to recruit in. And there was no centre forward listed in it. There was a winger, a number 10, a centre back and a left back. I think there may have been a midfielder in it. But there was nothing about a centre forward. No, I don't have it. Sorry, I've gone back through the last few days. I must have deleted it. So yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think we're going to sign a centre forward? Or do you think we're looking at a number 10? I don't know at this point. Like, going into the window, I fully expected it to be Darwin out and a centre forward brought in, but now I just don't know. Angus say, hey Craig, did you know that Leverkusen have not directly sold to Bayern in 21 years? I didn't know that. I knew that they really didn't want to sell to them, but I didn't know that they hadn't sold to them in 21 years. That's interesting. Look, I can understand their perspective wanting, if you're going to lose them outside the Bundesliga. That makes absolute sense. I just hope, I really just hope we can pull this one off, because it would be a massive statement of intent for next season as well. Josh said, apparently Salah has tweeted, he did say he wins in the second season. Congratulations. It's true. It is, Josh. I have the tweet here. 1 second. I'll see if I can drag it out for you. Here we go. Just make that a little bit bigger for you. So there we go. There's the tweet from Mo, just to prove, John, that it is there. So yeah, he did say he'd win in the second season. Congratulations. So, you know, Mo knows what's up. Didinho, how are you, my man? Hope life is treating you well. On Sunday versus Palace, we should do a double guard of honour, rugby style. We clap them on, then they clap us on. Absolutely. We've been talking about that during the week, my man. That would be brilliant. And we'd all be up for a bit of fun with that. And just keep doing it then all the way across the pitch, then all the way back across the pitch. Just keep doing it. Wirtz is the next generational talent along with Musiala and Yamal. That's why, Jayden, it's so important that we keep him out of the clutches of the likes of Bayern. Like, if Bayern managed to bring him in, and they had Musiala, and they've got Elise, and there was talk that they could even be looking to bring in Nico Williams, I mean, that would be a very worrying attack that they're assembling. So yeah, I very much hope that we can beat them to the punch and bring in Wirtz. Not to Jabi said, I have fallen in love with Romero. What a shithouse. Yeah, I did enjoy him winding up Maguire throughout the game. Definitely did. It almost felt like right to the end, I still felt like, nah, this isn't going to happen. Spurs aren't going to win. United are going to get an equaliser. I mean, be honest, did you guys think right up to the very death that you'd see United get a big scaldy equaliser 94th, 95th minute and then go and win it on penalties or something? I was fully sure that game was going to go all the way to penalty kicks. Leon said, I think we keep Jota with Dan's and Chiesa battle for second striker. Not my desired setup, but pragmatic. Well, there was something actually on the future of... Where is it? 1 second. So, Romano said, Liverpool have made contact to understand the situation of Alexander Isak, but the message was very clear from Newcastle United that they don't want to sell the player. Where is this other one, though? Right, Barca and Diaz. What the is going on here? Honestly, like, I'm really confused. Because I've not seen many high-profile journalists really talk about this, but there has been some lower-tiered journalists or Barcelona fan accounts speaking about it, and they're saying that Diaz is very excited to join Barcelona. However, he doesn't want to go through any hassle and wants guarantees around his registration. So I'm genuinely trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. And another reason why I'm unsure about João Pedro is something I read on The Athletic earlier on. It's a Brighton and Hove Albion forward João Pedro missed Monday's win over Liverpool following a training ground altercation with teammate Jean-Paul Van Hecke. So that was another reason to maybe, you know, just watch this space. There's also been another report that Darwin has given the okay to join Atletico. The club has already spoken with the player and everything has been said. They want him this summer, but Liverpool won't just give away the player cheaply. So his signing depends on the sale of Correa. That's what's been said over in Spain. On the Thomas Araujo situation, This piece here said Paris Saint-Germain remain interested in Benfica defender Thomas Araujo. No offer has been made yet. Liverpool and Chelsea are also monitoring him closely. Chelsea, can they just go away? Like, do they never hear the words no or you don't have enough money? Milos Kerkez is currently top priority for Liverpool. Deal is on, said Florian Plettenberg. I'm trying to find this other piece. Oh, Real Madrid are huge admirers of Alexis McAllister, but signing him would be very difficult. He's a key player for Liverpool and is likely to be expensive, or is just not getting sold. So, can you imagine the fume if we sold Alexis McAllister to Real Madrid? I mean, heads would explode, and rightly so. So, Kicker have said that Vincent Kompany spoke to Florian Wirtz in detail about his project, but it's unclear if Kompany was able to convince the German superstar. Dominic King and Lewis Steele have written that there's no hiding the fact that Bayern are just about leading the race for Florian Wirtz. His mind is not yet made up and Liverpool will make a good push to sign the German international. FSG have apparently approved the money required to sign Florian Wirtz. This piece here said, Falk then went on to claim FSG have approved the move and the record-breaking sums required to seal Wirtz's signature have now been made available. There you go. Credit Anfield Buzz for that post. And where's this one? I'm still trying to find this list I had. Where is it? Nope, can't find it. Sorry. Let me get back to the chat and see how everybody is. I'm definitely getting more confident on the Wirtz deal. All the noises seem to be about Liverpool, and it doesn't. And if he wasn't interested, we would all know by now. Well, let me ask that. We haven't put up a poll yet tonight. So I'm going to ask, do you think we sign Wirtz? Or what do you think happens with Wirtz, actually? That's the fairest one. So bear with me while I write this out. Okay. Right, so what happens with Wirtz? We'll start off with stays at Leverkusen. Then we will say joins Bayern. Joins Liverpool. And lastly, we will say goes elsewhere. Right, so here's the poll. What happens with Wirtz? Stays at Leverkusen, joins Bayern, joins Liverpool, or goes elsewhere? We'll see how confident people are about it, and we'll check back in on that poll in a little while. By the way, I had no clean hoodies. I had to wear a white t-shirt today. No clean hoodies for the stream. Very disappointed. Don't like streaming it without a hoodie. Hanabero said he won't leave Germany. My gut feeling, mate, is kind of probably that you're right. But I am, like our friend said a moment ago there with the super chat, Angus, as each day goes by, I'll be a liar if I said I'm not starting to get a little bit more confident. It certainly feels like optimism around it is growing. If Tottenham can win a trophy, said Tyler Slaney, then we can sign Wirtz. I love it, mate. Well played, sir. Well played. Imagine putting Harry Maguire up front and pumping long balls are your only hope, said Sammy in the UK. Yep. And still didn't work out, Sammy. Still didn't work out. João Pedro, no for me. Let's go for Gyökeres. Really good, said Stay Nyati. I just don't think he's proven enough. It would be like Liverpool rolling the dice all over again on Darwin, mate. But I've never received any indication that Liverpool would be in the mix for him. It looks like Arsenal's new, is that Banter? Is that their new sporting director? It looks like he's very much excited about the possibility of Arsenal signing him. And look, I have to say, of all the forwards Arsenal could sign, he's the one that would strike the least fear in me, probably. I think he'll do well, but if they signed an Isak or somebody, I'd be far more worried. Is there any official word from the club on Kerkez? No, because it isn't done. You know, anybody that would say to you, Mohammed, that it's done would be a liar. I don't think Liverpool have even agreed a package yet with Bournemouth. Now, I do believe there will be no issues with the players, wage demands or anything like that. I think it would just come down to agreeing that deal with Bournemouth and finding one that works for everyone. It looks like there's probably a £5 million valuation gap at the minute, maybe even a little bit more. Bournemouth won £45 million, and last I heard, Liverpool were looking something lower than that, maybe 35 to 40. So let's just hope we don't dick around too long and allow Manchester City to get some momentum. Craig, I have a sneaky good feeling about Wirtz back to back. Oh, Elks. If we sign Florian Wirtz, mate, we're going back to back. We're winning the double next year if we sign Wirtz, the Premier League and the Champions League. And I'm not backing down on that. We sign Florian Wirtz, get our left back sorted out. I'm saying that's it. We're winning the double next year. I know that sounds really arrogant, but you've never heard me say that out loud before. But I'm going to say it. If we sign Florian Wirtz, trophies are going to come our way next season. Plenty of them. What about Lautaro Martinez from Inter? There is no way that they're selling him, Koopy. No way. He wants to stay there. They want him to stay there. And to be fair, they are in the Champions League final as well. Adrian said Frimpong should have signed by now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already signed, Adrian. You know, it's just going to be about the unveiling and the timing of it. There's no hiccups in the Frimpong deal, so don't be stressed about that. He's done his medical. He's passed his medical. It's the crossing of the T's and dotting of the I's now, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's done. And we're just waiting for the timing maybe of an announcement, or, you know, to try and figure out the jersey thing maybe that we spoke about a minute ago with the Nike Adidas issue. Stephen Shupping said, I agree. We at least go back to back in the Prem. Look, it's looking like Manchester City are having a real wobble. I think they're having a real crisis of confidence. Pep doesn't look happy. They've lost Kevin De Bruyne, who will be a big player, at least around the dressing room, to lose. Yes, they do have Rodri coming back in, but will they get back to their best? Haaland ghosting in another final. I just don't think... I feel like it's our time. I don't want to sound like an Arsenal fan here now, but I do feel like it's our time for a little era. And hopefully, with the backing that Arnold looks like he's getting, it could be a successful couple of years. Ash, you're very kind, said, hi Craig, great content as always. Would you take Delap and David and sell Nunez and Jota? Cheap way to refresh our striker options. I've always said I wouldn't have minded Delap as a second option, but I think he ends up in Chelsea. Now maybe it'll be interesting to see what United do here. Do they still have the money to go and sign Matheus Cunha, or are they going to maybe double down on trying to sign Delap, who they thought they were close to, but I believe Chelsea feel confident that Delap will end up there. And on, who's the second one you mentioned? Jonathan David. Well, apparently Napoli dropped their interest in him, or at least are pausing their interest because of the wage demands. Jonathan David would be okay if you had a Wirtz. You know, you take a punt or a backup centre forward if you brought in somebody like Wirtz and we were going to operate maybe with the false nine. But until we know Arne's plans in that regard, it's really hard to know. I'm more optimistic today than I was yesterday around Konate as well. Reading that the negotiations restarted a couple of weeks ago and that people are hopeful, that certainly makes me hopeful, because I don't want us to undermine our own work and leave us too much to do. Jaden Walker said, imagine we get Wirtz, it will be a dynasty. It would. And look, the selfish Craig is hoping we get some good news on this one before Sunday, because as I mentioned, we are going to be in Liverpool on Sunday and on Wednesday for 2 end of season parties at the Hot Water Comedy Club. Still some tickets left, and I mean a handful of tickets for the show on the last day of the season. The show on the Wednesday, I think there's about 50 or so left. So if you want to come along and see us and party with us, you know what's up, you know where to come. They're all ages events, by the way. So if you are coming, make sure you get there early, because it is going to be jammers in the venue, and they're going to show the game against Palace on, I think, 25 screens around the place. They're opening at 9 a.m. as well. It is going to be such a fun day. I don't even care about Man United, but Arsenal fans' tears tonight are just so satisfying. Arna, you are a lucky charm. Look, you bring in an Anfield Agenda lookalike manager, and look what happens. Everything goes right. Liverpool win the Premier League. United have no European football. Arsenal end up with sweet fuck all. Spurs win a trophy, Palace win the FA Cup, and Newcastle have won their first trophy. It's the year of the underdog. I'm telling you, what a day. VO Joker said, anybody reckon Alonso speaking on his players from Leverkusen, a good place to go to play is Liverpool? Well, that and the fact, he is also going to Real Madrid, so I hope he's not trying to sweet talk some people there. Did you see the stuff between Robbo and Trent, by the way? Robbo posted a big thank you to Trent and all this, and then Trent was talking about one last dance. I hope he doesn't get that dance. I hope he's left standing on the side of the dance floor at the weekend. So, the officials for the last game of the season, by the way, just, to keep everybody up to date, and thank you, Mark, for this. Darren England will be the ref for the last game of the season against Palace. His assistants are going to be Scott Ledger and Derek Eaton. Fourth official is Sam Barrett. VAR Paul Howard, and his assistant Nick Greenhay. Not that it really matters, to be honest, because it's all about this. It's all about the sesh. It's all about the partying on Sunday. Adam Brown said, would you rather have Sesko or Pedro? 100% Sesko. For me, mate. Definitely Sesko. I can't speak for everyone, but definitely Sesko for me. Gaming Gaz. How are you, Gaz? Another sound United fan, by the way. Always appreciate you dropping in, Gaz. Piss off, Ruben. I have to say, Gaz, I'm not trying to rub salt in or out, and just genuinely one football fan to another. I thought his tactics were shite, and I didn't really understand how it took him so long to get Garnacho off the bench when it was very clear that you were lacking that spark, and you looked way more likely when Garnacho came off the bench. I can't understand why he wasn't played earlier. KDB, Vardy, all these players saying their emotional goodbyes. What do you think Trent will do in his final game? Think he'll give a message? I don't know. But Trent's entitled to have his last day and say his goodbyes or whatever. But I just don't want that day being about Trent, because enough of it has been about Trent. Sunday should be about the city, the fans, the manager and the players all connecting, all celebrating, and all having the release that they've been waiting for a very, very long time. I know the city of Liverpool is stepping up. So many great events on in and around the city. Genuinely, if you're heading to Liverpool for the parade or whatever, so many brilliant things to go and see and do. Whether it's our own show, whether it's the stuff that's going on with Redmen, the Anfield Rap and Boss Night, whether it's anything, any of the bars, restaurants, just enjoy yourself, have a good time, and take in what the beautiful city of Liverpool has to offer. My own daughter was over there just 2 weeks ago for her 21st. She came back and said she wants to immediately go straight back over. Absolutely loved the city, said everybody was friendly. Loved it. And if you're going to the parade, enjoy, savor every moment of it, and send us and share as many pictures and videos as you can, because my anxiety means that there's not a chance in hell I could be in and around that many people. But to anyone that is there celebrating, please do share with us. Please do. We'll put them up on a channel. We'll share your clips and videos as well on here on a stream if you want, because we're going to party and celebrate this one together. I'm going to be back on Monday evening, so I'll be streaming that evening. Sunday night, though, we're in Liverpool partying, and I honestly can't wait. Gaming Gaz said, so bloody angry, you got no idea. I kind of do to an extent, Gaz. I mean, I remember the Hicks and Gillette era at Liverpool, and I remember watching us get beaten by Northampton Town, I think, in the FA Cup under Hodgson. And I remember looking at Paul Konchesky playing left side, and I remember looking at Milan Jovanovic, and I remember just thinking to myself, God, is it ever going to get better? But as a great man once said to me, football is cyclical, and right now the pendulum has swung over in our direction. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm very much going to enjoy this, guys, because growing up, mate, I was rinsed by my United supporting mates every single season. Would Mbuemo still be an option if we signed Wirtz? Well, again, Adam, I don't have the post to hand, but there was a post the other day from Plettenberg that said that Liverpool want to sign a number 10 and a wide player. So in that scenario, maybe. But Frimpong is going to be utilised further forward. That's something that we covered yesterday as well. Hire a cruise ship. Liverpool, Dublin, Belfast party. Oh, mate, I wish I had the money to do that. I wish. God, can you imagine? Anfield Agenda sailing down the Mersey. HMS Piss the League. Top striker and Cherky or Wirtz and second choice striker. Wirtz and second choice striker for me, Nick. Because Wirtz to me is a generational talent, and I never ever thought we'd be in the mix for him. Genuinely didn't think there'd be a chance in hell that we'd be in that mix for him. What's this one? Alright, what's this one Mark sent me? Liverpool are considering Job Bellingham, says Bild in Germany. Well, if his attitude's anything like his brother's, pass. Because since Jude has gone over to Real Madrid, he just looks like an absolute asshole. Honestly, he comes across as such an arrogant, self-centered young man out there on the pitch. There's no denying the fella's talent. God almighty, he's a brilliant footballer. But he does look like there's a sense of Real Madrid entitlement that's already firmly pumping through his veins. And apparently there's been some meetings with Madrid because they ain't happy with his performances. But Joe Bellingham to Liverpool, do you know, it's not the first time I've heard it, but if Sunderland get promoted, surely there's no way they're going to sell him. And also, I don't know if he's any good or not, because I've never really watched Joe Bellingham that much. And, the whole Bellingham fiasco the first time round nearly broke my soul. And I did say soul, by the way, you dirty people. Right, let's check in on our poll. Let's see what the numbers are like. Right, we've had 1,650 votes, so keep voting if you haven't. Ooh, you people are feeling very, very optimistic. I love it. So we asked you, where does Florian Wirtz end up? Stays at Liverpool, joins Bayern, stays at Leverkusen, joins Bayern, joins Liverpool, or goes elsewhere. With 1,700 votes, it's one-sided in a positive way, so do keep voting. Wesley said, last game of the season, Rio Nioni start. Gomez is the 9, so he can get his goal. Be romantic to see him get that first goal. If we get a penalty against Palace, he has to take it. He absolutely has to take it, right? We all in agreement. I don't care if Mohamed Salah has a record or anything to be breaking. Joe Gomez getting a goal before he departs Liverpool at some point is more important to me. Gomez needs that goal. So, yes, we have to turn him into Harry Maguire and send them up front and just pump balls into him and do everything to get Joe Gomez get a goal. Have to. Irish to Irish, we've both seen worse, but I do want to visit Liverpool on my bucket list. And got any good locations? Sorry, I'm drunk. Anywhere, mate. I'm not trying to sound smart arse, but Liverpool as a city, it's very easy to navigate around. It's a nice, compact city. I would always say stay down the Albert Dock if you can. It's a good base to have. You're close to Liverpool 1. You're close to all the action. And I'd say if you really wanted to double up, a good boxing night at the M&S Arena. A great way to come and see Liverpool. I'm thinking of a trip to Manchester at some point just because I want to check out some of the boxing and some of the arenas in Manchester. So I've been to Manchester once to see United when I was younger with cousins and uncles and all, who we all went over on a day trip because it was like 89 quid or something. But I've never been into Manchester itself. So do visit, man. It's a great city, honestly. I don't know anyone who's visited Liverpool that hasn't had a great time. Think Amarim is quitting. Really? Shane said earlier on he wouldn't be surprised if he did. What's this one? Okay, so well, the transfer fee was 100 million euro for Wirtz a few weeks ago. Now we're talking 150 million euro. There is no coincidence it is damaging FC Bayern. It almost seems as if the Munich team came out of hiding too early with their desire to sign the player, unnecessarily attracting Liverpool's attention. Interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm growing in optimism around Wirtz, folks. Wirtz's quality, said Paul, will be a cop legend. Matthew Street or the Albert Dock. Yeah, I was in Matthew Street once, and probably like a lot of people that visited Matthew Street, I don't remember much of it. I vaguely remember going into a club. I was probably about 27, 28 at this point. Vaguely remember going into the club. I remember having to show my passport, though, which I thought was really weird. But having a great night after that. I don't remember too much else. That was the only time I've ever been on Matthew Street. And it was just wall-to-wall partying, and it's just great crack. Ash said, Craig, be careful sorting a trip to Manchester. High flood warnings from United fans. I genuinely, look, I'm a boxing fan, and there's not much boxing over here in Ireland these days. There's a few shows, so I genuinely try to get across the United Kingdom to go to some, and been to a few in Liverpool, but I want to check out some of the arenas in Manchester, like that new, what's it called? The Co-op Live one. I know it was built by City's owners, wasn't it? But it looks like a great venue. Absolutely loving being a member. What's this? Oh yeah, Ruben Amorim for president. Thank you, Paul, membership man. Appreciate you being with us. Um, yeah, look, the support you guys have given us is incredible. In the last week, 1 week alone, we've had 3.5 million views in a week. Over 10.5 million views in the last 30 days. It's been absolutely incredible. I don't know where the numbers are coming from, but I really appreciate you all and all your support. I'm going to stay on for another 20 minutes, so do keep your comments coming in. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow as well. We'll be back to normal schedule tomorrow. So tomorrow, Friday, back to normal. Saturday won't have any live content because we're travelling over to Liverpool and that on Saturday. And then, of course, Sunday we'll have the watch along. But do keep the comments coming in. Let me know. Let me know some of your favourite social media salty posts that you've seen as well from United fans or Arsenal fans. Craig, you're a natural performer. I really don't feel that I am, mate. And I'm always a bag of nerves before I do the live shows. But, as I've done a few more of them, it's gotten a little bit less intimidating, shall we say. But I can't wait for Sunday because, one, I think by the time I come on stage, I think everyone's going to be messy drunk and we're going to have great fun anyway. But look, I just love being on here with everybody. And if you catch me in good moods on nights like this, you're probably just going to get a lot of waffle and smiles out of me because right now, I don't think I could be much happier. Liverpool just won the league. Arsenal have won fuck all. United have just bottled an easy final and their future looks bleak. It's just great. I couldn't be much happier at the minute. Any update on Kerkez? Heard of an agreement today? Not that I'm aware of, Keith. I'm sure those negotiations behind the scenes are ongoing for a transfer fee. The wages won't be an issue, but other than that, I'm not aware of anything, to be honest, mate. Curtis said, hi, mate. Hope you're well. Call me mad, but if Liverpool pursue Wirtz, could you see Frimpong right wing and Mo through the middle? Well, there is talk that Frimpong is going to be utilised further forward. Definitely. What's this that Connor's just sent me on? 1 second. Oh, yeah, he sent me on the Liverpool are considering Joe Bellingham. That coming from Bild in Germany. I don't believe that, but let me know what you guys think. Do you believe Liverpool are really interested in signing Joe Bellingham? 2, maybe 3 trophies in London, none for Arsenal. Yep. 5 years. 5 years waiting. Oh, yeah, and what makes it even sweeter now is United lost, Liverpool won the league, and Leeds are promoted back up to the Prem. It's like perfect for us Liverpool fans right now. Just perfect banter. Jumpers for Goal post said, glad you're in good form, Craig. Always look forward and never back. Much love. Well done with the community you've built. Best Liverpool channel in my opinion. Thank you, my man. Appreciate you. But look, as I always say, we're only as good as our community and you guys are what makes the channel special. So big up yourselves. Right, we've had over 2,000 votes and you guys are feeling really optimistic. So we asked, what happens with Florian Wirtz? Does he stay at Bayer Leverkusen? Does he join Bayern Munich? Does he join Liverpool? Or does he go elsewhere? And 67% of the people that voted think he's coming to Liverpool Football Club. I love that optimism, folks. I really do. And I have to say, mine has grown over the last few days, which makes a change from usually just being the belly that grows over the few days. Craig, it doesn't take much to make you happy. No, it doesn't. I want to be happy. Everybody should always want to be happy. But you know me, I live and breathe football. So if things are going in Liverpool's direction, I'm usually a happy man. Craig, how do you think Arteta feels at this moment? Deluded is my answer to that one. I can't get over him still saying that if it was injuries and red cards, as if the two things aren't preventable, or at least somewhat preventable. Why can't he just say we just weren't good enough this season? You know, he still says they were the best team in the Champions League, even though they had the worst result of the 3 English teams in the knockout stages against PSG. We lost on penalties after winning 1-0 and losing 1-0. Aston Villa really put it up to them in the second leg and came close. Arsenal lost home and away, and somehow Arteta still thinks that they were the better side. The delusion is real, and I'm here for every goddamn moment of it. Is the show on the 25th live on YouTube? No, it isn't, my man. You know, we talk about stuff at the shows that would quite frankly get me in legal trouble if we mention them on YouTube. You know, we no holds barred, nothing's off the table. I answer anything. You know, if you want everyone to wonder what an Anfield Agenda live show is like, don't think of the typical stage show where a fella comes on and talks for 90 minutes. It is audience participation. It's like a town hall. I make sure that the lights in the venue are up a little bit so we can all see each other, and we shout back and forth. Genuinely, that's what we do. We've got a musical act who are opening up for us. We're going to get all the Liverpool songs belted out, get everybody in good form, and then I'm going to come and we're going to just have a bit of banter back and forth for however long. Any major updates? Love the channel. Yeah, this just in, Matthew. United are shite. Breaking news there, Matthew. But, of course, you know, you probably already knew that, mate, you know, because most people do. It's public knowledge, but it's also now confirmed, bona fide, no European football, no barbecue. Time to put the sandwiches back. Have I seen Salah's tweet? No. Of course I have, my man. Of course I have. I'm here for every moment of it. Every moment of it. Even Salah's now coming on board with the banter. By the way, have you seen the new mural of Van Dijk? Wow, what a job the lads do. Incredible. Seeing young Isaac singing the Virgil van Dijk song in front of it as well. Isaac, you absolute legend. He's a centre half. He's a number 4. Watch him defend and we watch him score. He'll pass the ball, calm as you like. Who is he? It's Virgil van Dijk. He's not Harry fucking Maguire anyway. Looking at United makes me appreciate Klopp even more. Yeah, looking at United just makes me appreciate everything at this moment in time, mate, you know. No matter how bad I feel. Craig, you're fat, you look horrible, and I'll look in the mirror, feel sad, and all. Then I just remember, it could be worse. Could be a United fan. Ryan said, best result ever. No trophies at Arsenal and none in Manchester. What a beautiful day to be a Liverpool fan. Yep, with the enjoyment of Sunday still to come, and of course then the parade for everybody in the city of Liverpool on Monday. It is going to be delicious. Craig, you think great achievement next season? We need to defend our title next season is a must. Look, absolutely. Underlining it, going back to back would leave no doubt, and it would leave no excuses for anybody else. So if we can go back to back, this makes this Liverpool team a genuine great team. A team for the ages. And that says something, because our club has achieved a lot over the years. But in the modern day, with the way money is in football and the way that we've had to build ourselves, and I give credit to the owners on that front. You know, I've always given out about the lack of transfer spending, and I'm hoping to be wrong on that this summer. But they have built the club up from where we were financially, which was nowhere near commercial enough, nowhere near organised enough, nowhere near, and I don't like to say this phrase, but nowhere near milking the game enough. And then they've commercialised the club properly, and look where we are now. And the future is looking very bright. Remember, everybody thought Arne Slot was going to come in, and by everybody I mean on the outside, and just be a sacrificial lamb, fail after Jurgen Klopp. And the man comes in and wins the Premier League in his first season, and wins it at a canter. Nobody gave us a chance. So, next season, we're going to go seriously, and we're going to do well, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be a long summer, and I mean that sincerely. Transfers will be great and all. I'm looking forward to August 1st for the Adidas stuff coming out, because then you'll start to see me wearing Liverpool stuff again. I can't wait. Just what a time. Kelly, how are you, my friend? Evening, young Craig. I love that you call me young Craig, Kelly. Thank you. Can't join in the celebrations. Been invited to the funeral of Manchester United. Well, you're a class act, Kelly, and I knew you'd do the right thing and observe that funeral, Kelly. So well played. You can be the Anfield Agenda official representation at the funeral of Manchester United. We'll all have a moment's silence just to reflect on them. It's brilliant, isn't it, Kelly? Just what a day. What a day. Imagine bottling Europa League final to Spurs when everything was on the line for you. The club's future, 100 million, the transfer budget, all there. It's great. Ken said one more poll, your choice. Okay, let's go. Let's do this one for funsies. 1 second. I asked this the other night, but I want to see if you've changed your mind on it. Okay. 1 second. Right, so this. Lads, I'm not getting sleep tonight. There's no way. I am too full of adrenaline. Right, so pick one for next season. You can only have one of these. So Premier League or the Champions League. Pick one. And we'll revisit that in 10 minutes when the stream's finishing. Let's see what you guys think on this one. By the way, I hope you've been doing your duty as Liverpool fans now and dropping into all the opposition fan channels just to say hello and remind them whose year it is and whose year it isn't. Sinister said 21 losses for Spurs and still won more trophies than United, Arsenal and City. Yeah, absolutely. And Ange did what he said. The man said he wins trophies in his second year and right on schedule. The man went and won trophies in his second year. You got to say. What time is it in Ireland? It is 11:23 p.m, mate. Same time as the UK. Neil said, League is our bread and butter. It is. It is, but there's nothing wrong with a little bit of a little accoutrement on top of that, mate. A little jam on the sponge. The legend said, I can't stand Spurs, but I have to swallow my pride and fall on the sword. I know, man, it's going to be difficult because you've not had to look at Spurs celebrating much over the years, as you know, as an Arsenal fan. Let's be honest. It's been a while since you've had to listen to Spurs banging on about anything. But so there's a Spurs fan from Ireland called Matt who runs a good Spurs channel. And tonight I was just thinking of him, and I must actually send him a message or get the lads to DM him on Twitter to congratulate him because he's a really lovely fella and I don't know too many Spurs fans. VI Joker said you've got to work at 5 a.m. Ouch. Ouch. And here's me complaining that, I have to travel. I hate going through airports, by the way. And I'd imagine Dublin Airport's going to be rammed full of Liverpool fans on Saturday, so it should make for a little interesting airport visit. Congrats to Palace as well, said Colin. Yep. David Massett said, been dropping into all the Arsenal streams. Nice. I'd say Lee's loving being in Spain at this moment in time, actually, that he doesn't have to see all the stuff. Connor said he already tweeted Matt earlier, delighted from. Yeah, good. Yeah, he's a lovely guy, Matt. Knows his football as well. Really good, solid streamer. I'm glad that you've done that, Connor. Thank you. So Wayne said, can you give us your team of the season, but with none of the Reds in it? Oh, what a good question, Wayne. Thank you. P.S. Love the content, pal. Keep up the good work. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. I will do that in 1 second, Wayne. It's a good question, my man. I haven't done it yet. So, yeah, I'm going to do it. I might need your help on a few positions, though, folks. So, don't be going anywhere yet. Raya or Celts for the Golden Glove? I don't really have a preference as to whoever wins it, to be honest with you. I think... Are they level or is there one in it? I remember there was one in it gone the other day, but I can't remember how things have moved on since then. Look, whoever wins it, in all honesty. I don't mind, I'm always up for any goalkeeper keeping clean sheets as long as we're not playing against them. I don't mind, and they've both had very good seasons. Except, obviously, no trophy there for Raya, so... Wirtz will look great in Lucho's number 7 shirt, said Arthur Smith. Yeah, I wonder what number he may take, actually. Frimpong's taking 30, it looks like. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what number. Onan and goalkeeper for team of the year. Right, actually, yes, let's go through the team of the year, as promised. Right, so, in goal. I think you have to go with Celts, just because it'd be easy for me to say Raya. I don't think Alisson deserves the nod because he missed a good chunk of the season with injury, so I try to be fair and unbiased on that. Actually, I'm not allowed any reds in it, am I? So, Celts in goal. Right back, right back. But it's not going to be 66 anyway, because I'm not allowed to do that. Right back. Jeez, I'm struggling at right back because there's not all that many great ones in the league this season. Pedro Porro, maybe. But Spurs have been so bad in the league. 21 losses, it would feel absolutely shocking. Aina has had a very good season, so I'm probably going to go with Aina. So let's take Aina at right back. Centre-back pairings. Gabriel from Arsenal. I think it's only fair that he goes in there. And I'd probably add in with him... Fabian Schär, maybe, from Newcastle, was the other centre-back. I think Gabriel showed his quality, and you could see when he wasn't there that Saliba didn't look anywhere near the same. So I'm going to say Gabriel and... Who was the other one that I said a minute ago? Who did I say? Gabriel and Schär, Fabian Schär. Dean Huijsen's been a good one as well, but he's gone to Real Madrid, so fuck him. So yeah, I'm going to say Fabian Schär and Gabriel. Left back... Kerkez or Munoz? Or Lewis Skelly? No, I'm going to go Kerkez at left back because that's my way of cheating because I'm not allowed a Liverpool player. So Sells in goal, right back, who do we go? Aina. Left back, Kerkez. Centre back pairing of Gabriel and Fabian Schär. Moving into midfield now. Right, midfield. Who are we going to put in midfield? Let me have a think. Declan Rice got to be in midfield. You know, if there's no Liverpool players allowed in, and I'm being honest, Declan Rice has to be in midfield. I think Bruno Fernandes should be in there. He's had a decent season numerically, although United have been shite. His own individual numbers has been decent. And if we want somebody, Tonali, probably the other one for me. I agree with Jamie Carragher on that, by the way. I know he was suspended for a long time, but he has made a big difference when he's come back into that midfield. So I would say Fernandes, Rice and Tonali if we're going for a 4-3-3. And then up top, Isak through the centre. Maybe Eze off the left. And then on the right-hand side, who do we go on the right-hand side? I want to squeeze Morgan Rogers into this team, but I can't do that on the right. Who do I put in there then? So Isak through the centre. Who do I put in? Mbuemo, yes, good shout. Mbuemo, good shout. Thank you for saving me there, Itachi. So Mbuemo on the right. I think I'm happy enough with that, what we've come up with there. So remind me again. I'll go through this, but if I forget, somebody remind me. Goalkeeper Sells, right back Aina, left back we went for Kerkez. Centre back pairing was Gabriel and Schär. In midfield I went for Rice, I went for Tonali, and I went for Bruno Fernandes. Right hand side in attack we went for Bryan Mbeumo. Through the middle we went for Isak. So who did I say in the left? That's the only one I'm forgetting about. Left wing. Who did I say for the left wing? I can't remember who I said for the left wing now. Whoever it was, that person. That's the one on the left. Can't for the life of me. This is why I write these things down, by the way. Eze, yes, there you go. Thank you. I may have had to shoehorn a player or two in there a little bit out of position, but yeah, I think I'm happy enough with that one. It's been a really weird year, though, in the Prem. So Connor's written it down. So Sells, Aina, Schär, Gabriel, Kerkez, Rice, Tonali, Fernandes, Mbeumo, Isak, Eze. There you go. Boxed off. Thank you for saving me there, Connor. Stargirl. So just seen the result. No one predicted us to win the league. Spurs to win the Euro Cup. Crystal Palace win the FA Cup. And Newcastle win the League Cup. It's been a mad year. It certainly has. It's been an absolutely crazy year. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go and try and get some rest. And I will see you guys and girls tomorrow. Will be a video out about 4:30. We'll be live streaming tomorrow night as always. And enjoy the rest of your evening. And don't forget, you have a duty to go on social media and shithouse every Arsenal fan and every United fan that you can. because, you know, they wouldn't respect you if you didn't. Right, again, do drop a like for me before you head off. Love you all to bits. Thank you again for the stream tonight, and we will catch up with you soon. Much love, my friends. Bye-bye.